There are comedians who play it safe, and then there's Ricky Gervais, a man who walks onto live television with a smile, a microphone, and absolutely nothing to lose. Over the years, Ricky Gervais has built a reputation for doing what most hosts wouldn't dare, calling out celebrities right to their faces, with jokes so brutally honest that the entire room doesn't know whether to laugh or panic. One of the most iconic moments came during the Golden Globe Awards, where Gervais opened the show with a monologue that instantly set the tone. Within minutes, he was taking shots at some of the biggest names in Hollywood. The camera kept cutting to celebrities in the audience, some laughing nervously, others clearly uncomfortable. But Gervais didn't slow down. If anything, he leaned into it even more. At one point, he targeted Leonardo DiCaprio with a joke about his dating life. The audience erupted, while DiCaprio himself could only smile awkwardly. It wasn't just the joke, it was the confidence with which Gervais delivered it, knowing millions of people were watching live. That's what makes his style so unique. He says what everyone else is thinking, but no one else is brave enough to say. Another unforgettable moment involved Mel Gibson. Gervais referenced Gibson's past controversies in a way that instantly made the room tense. You could feel the shift in energy, laughter mixed with shock. But instead of backing off, Gervais doubled down, pushing the joke just far enough to keep it hilarious without completely crossing the line. Then there was his jab at Tom Hanks. Now, Tom Hanks is one of the most beloved actors in the world, so seeing him become part of a savage joke caught everyone off guard. The camera captured Hanks' stunned expression, which quickly went viral. It became one of those moments where the reaction was just as funny as the joke itself. Gervais also took aim at Robert De Niro, poking fun at his serious image and acting style. It wasn't mean-spirited, it was sharp, clever, and perfectly timed. That's the thing about Ricky Gervais. Even when his jokes are brutal, they're rarely random. There's always a layer of intelligence behind them. Of course, one of the most talked about moments came when Gervais addressed the entire room of celebrities directly. He reminded them not to get political when accepting awards, joking that most of them knew nothing about the real world. It was bold, controversial, and instantly became headline news. Some people loved it, others criticized it, but everyone was talking about it. Another savage highlight came when he joked about James Corden, comparing him to Cats in a way that referenced a widely criticized film. The audience burst into laughter, while Corden himself took it in stride. Moments like these show that while the jokes can be harsh, they're often delivered in a way that keeps things entertaining rather than hostile. Gervais didn't stop there. He even managed to roast entire platforms like Netflix, pointing out how quickly the industry was changing. By bringing corporations into the mix, he expanded his targets beyond just individuals, making his monologues feel even more unpredictable. What truly sets Ricky Gervais apart is his fearlessness. Most hosts try to please everyone in the room, but Gervais seems to do the exact opposite. He embraces the tension, the awkwardness, and the risk, and somehow, that's exactly what makes his performances so compelling. There's also a level of authenticity in his comedy. You get the sense that he's not just reading from a script, he actually believes in the jokes he's telling. That honesty resonates with audiences, even when the humor is uncomfortable. It's not just about making people laugh, it's about making them react. Over the years, many celebrities have tried to laugh off his jokes, while others have looked visibly shocked. But that unpredictability is part of the appeal. When Ricky Gervais steps on stage, you never know what's going to happen next, and that's exactly why millions of people tune in. Even critics who don't agree with his style have to admit one thing: he knows how to create a moment. In an era where award shows often feel scripted and predictable, Gervais brings an element of chaos that keeps viewers hooked. Every joke feels like it could go too far, and sometimes that's exactly what it does. Despite the controversy, or maybe because of it, these moments have become some of the most memorable in live television history. Clips of his monologues continue to go viral years later, proving that bold, unfiltered comedy still has a place in entertainment. In the end, Ricky Gervais isn't just roasting celebrities, he's challenging the entire culture of Hollywood. He's holding up a mirror and inviting everyone to laugh at themselves, even if it stings a little. So whether you see him as a comedic genius or just someone who pushes the limits too far, one thing is certain: when Ricky Gervais takes the stage, no one in that room is safe. And that's exactly why we can't stop watching. But perhaps what makes Gervais truly stand out isn't just the shock value, it's his timing and awareness of the room. He knows exactly when to pause, when to push further, and when to let the audience sit in that uncomfortable silence for just a second longer. That control turns simple jokes into unforgettable moments. It's almost like a calculated risk every time he speaks, and yet he rarely loses control of the narrative. Another key factor is how his monologues reflect changing audience tastes. In a world where many entertainers are cautious about backlash, Gervais leans into it, almost using controversy as part of the performance itself. This creates a unique dynamic where viewers aren't just watching comedy, they're watching a live, unscripted cultural moment unfold. And in today's era of viral clips and instant reactions, that kind of unpredictability is more powerful than ever.